everyone, welcome back to another digital moment with Terina. In today's video, I'll be talking about what happens after you get that teaching job in Dubai or anywhere here in the UAE. So I'm super excited for all the teachers who have received offers from schools to start teaching in August 2021, and I'm still praying for others to get that big break. So the big question is, what happens next? Ensure that you go through that offer letter with a fine-tooth comb. Read everything, guys. You have to make sure that you totally understand that offer letter that the school sent you. And the offer letter, as the name implies, it's just basically what the school will offer you in your contract, and this might include benefits, your salary, benefits for dependents, allowances, accommodations, flights, tuition, and the duration of your contract, and also the type of contract that you will get, whether it is limited or unlimited. So it is very important that you take the time to read through this offer letter before you sign it, because whatever you sign in the offer letter, that is what you will get. Okay, whatever salary you see there, that is what you will get. Anything that speaks about accommodation, it will not change when you get your contract or when you move here to the UAE. So please ensure that you read it thoroughly, or you get someone to help you to explain some of the things that are in that offer letter. Okay, it is super important. Number 2 is to get your travel documents ready and to let the school know about your point of origin. Point of origin is basically which airport in your home country that you will be flying out of. Okay, so you'll be sending this information to the HR officer of your school and let them know the name of the airport, your country obviously, and also the code for the airport. So if you're traveling out of Kingston, Jamaica, it will be KIN for Norman Manley International Airport. Okay, so the code is KIN. So that is the point of origin that you will be traveling from, and that when they're ready to book flights for you during the summer, that is the point of origin that they will use as well. So this is very important also, that you check your travel documents. Please ensure that your passport is valid for at least 6 months or more, because you don't want to be traveling to a new country and then your passport is going to expire. Then you'd have to think about renewing it outside of your country. So ensure that it is valid for at least 6 months. Another thing is that you want to check for a US visa. If you are Jamaican traveling, to the UAE, you want to ensure that you have a US visa. But if you do not have one, there are many other routes that you can take to go to the UAE. Okay, one of the routes that I'm very much familiar with is via Montego Bay to Germany, from Germany to Dubai. Okay, and I've known teachers who have flown from Dubai to Amsterdam to Panama and then to Jamaica. So having a US visa would make it a lot easier, because it would be just from Kingston to Florida or to New York, then to Dubai. Okay, so if you have a US visa, please go ahead and let the school know that. And if not, you can apply for a US visa. Okay, or you travel the other routes that I mentioned earlier. Number 3 is attestation of all important documents. I've made a video already about how to get your documents attested, and I'll be sharing the link in the description box for that video, so you can go ahead and check it out. But keep in mind, guys, that you need to attest all important documents regarding yourself and your family members. So to this point, you must have gotten your qualifications attested, such as your degree and your diploma, your recommendation letters, and experience letters as well. But if you're planning on moving to Dubai with your family, you also have to get certain documents attested as well. Okay, you have to think about birth certificates, marriage certificates, your child's last report from the school, transcript from the school as well. And if you are a single mother moving to Dubai without the father, and you're taking your child, you will need a permission letter from the father, stating that he has given you permission to take the child outside of the country. This is very important. The UAE is big on family and they are very serious on this point. So you have to get this letter stamped and signed by a notary public or a JP with a copy of the father's passport or any other form of identification, driver's license, national ID, anything like that. You need to get that ID attached to this letter, stamped and signed by a JP, and get it attested as well. Make sure that you bring immunization cards and everything that you deemed valuable to you. You do not want to be in a country, then you have to have someone FedEx you these documents because it will be expensive. So once again, make sure all your important documents are attested. Number 4 is what to pack. You want to ensure that you have all the necessary things that you will need on this trip. You want to make sure that these things will help you to make the transition phase a lot smoother and easier for you. So make sure that you bring appropriate clothing for your teaching job, okay? So here in Dubai, you know that it is a Muslim country, so modesty is number 1. And yet you don't have to wear an abaya to work, but you have to be covered in terms of no short sleeve. You have to have sleeves up to about here or long sleeves. You have to cover up to your knees or below your knees. Okay, so make sure you bring those clothes, long skirts or loose fitting pants, long sleeve blouses or shirts for the men. Make sure that you have your cardigans because yes, you have your little short sleeve, something like this, and you would like to put on a cardigan, a shawl or a jacket to cover up. Make sure that you have those. Those are staples for your closet. It's very important. And it gets cold here in the Middle East, especially in the winter. It is very cold, so you will need your scarves and a nice warm jacket. Oh, not the big puffy ones, because they are here, but I don't think you really need those. But ensure that you have the necessary clothes to make the transition a lot easier. I've also made a video about what to wear and what not to wear here in the UAE. So I'm also going to share that link in the description so you can check out that video as well. You may also want to pack some toiletries such as your personal items. Bring a towel or two, a fitted sheet. The schools may provide you with this, but I can't speak for all schools, but the school that I am working for, when I arrived here in Abu Dhabi, I received a fully furnished apartment, so I had my linen such as sheets and towels, comforters and so on. But if you have the space, bring a little sheet, bring out 1 or 2 towels for yourself, bring your personal stuff, your toiletries, just to get you settled. You would also want to bring your spices from back home. And as a Jamaican, I cannot get any spices that I'm familiar with from back home. So bring your spices as well. When you're moving to a new country, whether it is here in the UAE or anywhere else, you want to bring enough money to help yourself until you get your first salary. It may take a while here because of processing of your documents and so on. So you want to take at least a month's salary with you, okay? And you will know your salary from the offer letter, right? So for me, minimum, you can bring $1,000 to $2,000 US if you have that amount. But please bring enough money that if for some reason your salary is delayed at the end of the month, you can take care of yourself. Some schools will provide you with some simple food items just to, as a welcome basket, such as bread, milk, sugar, juice, something to make your coffee or tea. They will provide all of that. But it's super important that you have your money, that you will buy things that you like to eat, okay? And you will also want to set up your Wi-Fi, or you will also want to get in touch with your family members back home. So you're going to get the phone cards, and this will cost you money. You will also want to move around to get your business done, so you have to think about transportation. So please ensure that you have enough money to keep you until you get your first salary. Number 6 is transportation or pickup from the airport. You need to keep in contact with the HR manager to ensure that you know exactly who will be picking you up from the airport when you arrive either in Dubai or in Abu Dhabi. Okay, so it is super important. For me, it was an experience because the school changed the original plan, and then I had to get a taxi from Dubai all by myself and travel to Abu Dhabi, and then I reached my accommodation. I did not know anybody here, guys, as you may know, not even a grain of sand. So for me, it was a little terrifying traveling from Dubai all the way to Abu Dhabi by myself, not knowing where I'm going to go. But thank God that here in the UAE, it is super safe. So I arrived safely. But please keep in touch with the HR and ensure that you know exactly who will pick you up at the airport. Number 7 is arriving at your accommodation. Some schools will provide teachers with fully furnished accommodations, or they will give you accommodation allowance so that you can go and get your own accommodations. But guess what? In the meantime, the school will put you up in a hotel for maybe a month or more until you get settled. So all of this will be outlined or explained to you in the offer letter or via communications with the HR. So please, if you're not clear on something, ask questions. Don't assume that they will know what you're thinking or they can read your mind. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Get things clear before you leave your country, because you're going into the unknown. And you want to make sure that when you arrive in the country, you have an accommodation, whether it's your personal accommodation, whereas you will have your own space, or it will be a shared accommodation, or you will get an allowance. So that means you want to know which hotel you will be staying at. So I made a video already about accommodation, and I'm going to put that link on as well in the description, so you can go and watch that video as well. Number 8, and the final thing that I'll be talking about, is getting your Emirates ID and doing your medical. So now that you have arrived in the UAE, it is time to get those paperwork processed. So you will work closely with the PRO or the HR manager at your school to get your Emirates ID done. Okay, so you'll be going to the designated government offices to take your picture and also to get your fingerprints done. Okay, the school may ask you to pay for this. They may ask you to pay for the Emirates ID, so it is super important that you have enough money. And then you will need to do your medical. And as I said earlier, this will be done at one of the medical centers selected by the government. You will be doing a blood test and also a chest examination to test for tuberculosis, and the blood test is just a test for HIV. So don't worry about the medical, being done in your own country. No, it is when you arrive here in the UAE, and the PRO, they will arrange everything for you. So you don't have to worry about transportation, and even if you do, the school will help you to sort that out as well. And here in the UAE, transportation is safe and it is fairly cheap. So guys, this is all the things that, based on my experience, that you will need to get ready to take on this great adventure now that you have gotten a teaching job here in the UAE. Thank you so much for watching another Digital Moment with Serena. Please ensure to subscribe to my channel, leave a like, leave a comment, and share my channel link with others. Share this video with others if you find value in it and you know that it will help someone else. And guess what, guys? Congratulations to all the teachers who will be coming here in August 2021, and I am praying for the others to get your dream job here in the UAE. So until then,